So in last lecture, we have discussed regarding with the what is the meaning of weathering. We have discussed two types of the weathering. One is the physical, or it is considered as a mechanical weathering, and second type the chemical weathering. Okay. In the physical and chemical weathering, we have discussed its particular type. That is, in the physical weathering, we have discussed effect of temperature, frost action, abrasion, then animal activities, etc. And in the chemical type of the weathering, we have discussed the factors like types of the chemical weathering like oxidation, carbonation, acid rain effect, hydrolysis, etc. Okay. Now today we are going to discuss regarding with the factors affecting weathering. Now, what is the meaning of this point? Factors affecting the weathering means rate of weathering is depend on several factors. That factors are responsible for the rate of weathering. Means in some areas the rate of weathering is maximum. In some areas the rate of weathering is minimum. So for that minimum and maximum rate of weathering, some factors are responsible. Means depending on that factors, the rate of weathering and erosion is depend. Okay. Now, how can we consider the rate of weathering is maximum or rate of weathering is minimum in that area? So there are criteria like the thickness of the soil. Suppose in any area, if the soil thickness is maximum, then it indicates that in that area, the rate of weathering is maximum. So the thickness of the soil is the most and important indicator for the rate of weathering. If the thickness of the soil is maximum, it indicates that the rate of weathering and erosion in that area is maximum. And if the rate of if the thickness of the soil is minimum, that is suppose near the near the mountain areas, you can't see the thickness of the soil, very low thickness. That's why totally the rock fragments are eroded from that place to another place. So such areas where the rate of soil thickness is minimum, it indicates that the rate of weathering is minimum in that area. Okay. Now the rate of weathering and erosion is depend on these factors. The rate of weathering is depend on these factors. So which are those factors? So first is the climate, second one is the particle size, third one is the exposure, next one is the mineral composition, and last one is the time. Okay. We will discuss how these are responsible for the rate of weathering. So first we will discuss regarding with the climate. Responsible for the rate of weathering. Now you know that our Western Maharashtra also facing the conditions, variable weathering conditions, like uh, in some period the rainfall conditions are there. In some period the summer season is there, and in some season the winter conditions are there. Means we face the various climatic conditions. That is, temperature variation is there, rainfall variation is there, humidity variation is there. So if any area shows variation in the climatic conditions, like Western Maharashtra or all over Maharashtra, we can see all the type of the climatic conditions. So in such a areas, the rate of weathering is maximum, where the rainfall is maximum, temperature variation is there, humidity variation is there. In such a areas, the rate of weathering is maximum. Likewise, the areas where the humid climate is there, humidity is maximum, like the Konkan area. When you see the rocks from the Konkan area, what is the climatic conditions of the Konkan area? Maximum rainfall is the main criteria or main characteristic of the climatic condition of the Konkan area. Rainfall is maximum, humidity is maximum. Why the humidity is maximum? Because the seashore is nearby that area. That's why the humidity is maximum. So in any area when rainfall and humidity is maximum, such a area show strong rate of the chemical weathering. Okay, maximum rocks undergoes the chemical weathering in such a climatic conditions. That's why in Konkan area we got the maximum rate of the chemical weathering. Now, apart from the Konkan area, the plateau area means the western Maharashtra or remaining part of the Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Marathwada, etc. In these areas, the rate of chemical weathering is minimum, but the rate of physical weathering means mechanical breakdown of the rock rate is maximum in rest of Maharashtra rather than the Konkan area, because in the rest of the Maharashtra, the humidity is very low as compared to the Konkan region, and rainfall conditions are also less as compared to the Konkan areas. That's why in the these our plain area, that is western Maharashtra, Vidarbha, Marathwada, in these area the rate of the physical weathering is maximum as compared to the chemical weathering. Okay, so likewise these climatic conditions are responsible for the rate of weathering. Now, next factor is responsible for the rate of weathering is the particle size. Particle size. Now, what is the meaning of particle size? Particle size means any rock. When you take any rock, either it is igneous rock, sediment rock, or metamorphic rock. All the type of the rocks are consist from the various types of the particles of the minerals. Okay, when more maximum mineral particles comes together, it forms the rock. Either it is igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic rock. So the particles present in the rock shows variable shape and size. Variable shape and size means all the rocks doesn't show same size mineral. In there is too much variation in the mineral size. Some mineral shows very large size of the mineral. Some mineral shows very small, very small mineral size. Means you can't identify that mineral particle. For the identification of that mineral particles, you need the lens or microscope for the identification of the mineral particles. And some minerals shows the medium size. Okay, so there is too much variation in the size of the minerals. Some show very less and some shows the very large size particles. So in which type of the rock, depending on the particle size of the mineral, the rate of the weathering is maximum, and in which type of the rock, the rate of weathering is minimum. The answer is that the rock which consists from the very small sized mineral particles, these rocks doesn't undergo easily weathering conditions. They resist to the weathering. That's why those rocks which are having very small size mineral particles, in such a rock, the rate of weathering is very low as compared to the large size mineral particles. Means if any rock shows medium size or large size mineral particles, those rocks easily undergo weathering conditions. Means in such a type of the rock, the rate of weathering is maximum as compared to the rock which shows the very less size particles. Okay, so likewise on the particle size, the rate of the weathering is also depend. Now third one is the exposure. Yes. Now what I have explained in the last lecture regarding with the exposure or outcrop. Okay, exposure, or it is also known as the outcrop. Exposure, or it is also known as the outcrop. Okay. Now, what I have explained in last lecture regarding with the exposure. Exposure means, suppose this is the surface of the any area. Okay. So in such a area, some rocks are exposed on the surface and some rocks are below the surface. So here I have marked the rocks which are exposed on the surface in the green color. Okay. So the rocks which are marked in the green color, those rocks are exposed on the surface. Okay. And remaining rock means which I have now marked in the pink color. Now, these rocks are below the earth surface. They are under the surface. So, in these rocks where the rocks are exposed on the earth surface, in such areas, the rate of weathering is maximum, and the rocks which are below the earth surface, they doesn't undergo easily weathering conditions. That's why these rocks shows very less, that is minimum rate of the weathering, because the rocks which are exposed above the surface, these rocks having these rocks facing the conditions of the rain, then temperature variation. That's why though these rocks are easily undergo weathering. That's why if the rocks are exposed on the surface, in that rock the rate of weathering is maximum, and those rocks which are below the earth surface means they doesn't easily comes in contact with maximum rainfall or temperature variation. That's why in such a rocks the rate of weathering is very less. Okay. Now, next one is the factor which is considered as a mineral composition. Okay. Now, likewise, climate, particle size, and exposure. Mineral composition is also one of the important factor on which the rate of weathering is depend. Now, how it is depend? So, if any rock, if any rock contains minerals having the chemical composition containing the elements like uh, just a minute, calcium, magnesium, then sodium. Likewise, those minerals containing such elements, these rocks shows high rate of weathering, because these rocks easily undergo weathering. These rocks are easily undergo weathering condition, because if any rock contain elements like calcium, magnesium, sodium, means they are soft rock in nature. That's why if any rock, if soft in nature, that rock easily undergo weathering and erosion condition. And opposite to that, if any rock contain silica, iron, aluminium, so these rocks have low rate of the weathering, because they resist to the weathering. They can't undergo easily into weathering conditions. They resist to the weathering. So if the mineral composition having the calcium carbonate, magnesium, then sodium, etc., these rocks show high rate of the weathering. And if the rocks containing the elements like silica, then iron, aluminium, etc., they show very low rate of the weathering. Okay. Now we will discuss the last next type of the next factor, which is the time. Okay. Now time here, time means we doesn't consider here the our clock time. We can consider here the season. Okay, season. Now we know that there are in our Indian climatic conditions, the seasons are the summer season. Just a minute. The seasons are summer, then monsoon season, and the winter season. Okay, so these are the three important seasons we can face in our Indian climatic conditions. So out of these three climatic condition, these three seasons, in the monsoon season, the maximum rainfall is there. So in the monsoon season, we got the high rate of the weathering and erosion. In monsoon season, the high rate of weathering is there. In summer season, the rate of weathering is medium, and in the winter season, the rate of the weathering is very less, because cold climate is there, and in the cold climate, the rate of weathering is very low as compared to the monsoon and summer season. So in the monsoon season, the rate of weathering is high. In the summer season, it is medium, and in the winter season, it is very low. Okay, so these are the factors on which the rate of weathering is depend. Okay, so just I have explained these five important factors on which how the rate of the weathering is depend. In that, the first factor is climate, second one is the particle size, exposure, next mineral composition, and last one is the time. Okay, so with this, the point related with the weathering and erosion we have finished now. Okay, now after this point, after the weathering, we are moving towards the next point, and which is very very important for you, because this point is totally related with the our areas. Okay, and that point is the geological work of the river. Okay, now geological work of the river, here we are going to discuss various points under this heading, because all the points are very very important from your civil engineering point of view. Okay, as you are become civil engineer, so you have to know all the characteristics of the river from that civil engineering point of view. Okay, so geological work of river. Now the first point here, we are going to discuss some the terms related with the river. Okay, so river. Now can anybody tell me what is the definition of the river in your own words? You can explain what is the meaning of the river, or which feature or which structure you can consider as a river. You can explain, or you can tell in your own word which thing is present in the river, what is the other characteristics of the river, etc. You can explain in your own words, no problem. So please unmute yourself and give me the reply. What is the meaning of river?
It is a naturally occurring stream of water.
Hmm.
It is naturally occurring stream of water.
It is naturally occurring stream of water. Good. Is anything rather than this? Means you know that the river means it is a one stream. Okay, it is one stream, and water is present in that stream. Okay, so this is the correct definition that she has given. It is naturally occurring stream of water, means water is present in that river. Okay, now in the river, not only water is present, along with that water, many other things are present. Which are they?
Stones.
Stones. Okay,
Soil,
and
stone, rock, soil,
stone
pebbles.
or pebbles. Okay, good. So in the river channel or any stream, not only water is present, at the bottom of that river, we can see various rock particles are there, having various shape and size. Some are boulders, large boulder, some are sand size particles, some are soil size particles. Okay, so too much variation is there in the that rock particles, and that rock particles which are present in the river, that we considered as a sediment. We have discussed it in sedimentary rock, that we can consider as a sediment. Okay, now along with that sediment and river water, the aquatic organisms are also there. Organisms means plants and animals. Okay, so that aquatic plants and animals are also present in that river water. Now here various terms I have here used. One is the river, second one is the tributary, next one is the drainage divide, etc. Okay, now what is the meaning of these terms? Now, first we will discuss. Just I have explained you the what is the meaning of river. Okay. Now we will discuss regarding with now the tributaries. Okay. Now tributaries. Now all these, this one, this one, this one, all these are the tributaries. Tributaries means sub streams. Means when more than one substreams are comes together, it forms the tributaries, and one more than one tributaries comes together, it forms the river. Okay, so it river means it is nothing but it is a network of small and large streams or small or large tributaries. Okay, so here just I will explain you with the various color. So here the this is the one tributary, okay, which I have marked here in the green color. Now here this is the second tributary. Okay, so this is the first and this is these tributaries are also consist from various substreams. Means likewise, just wait, I will use the another color. So these green color tributaries are also formed from various substreams. Okay, so here which I have marked in the yellowish color or orange color, these are the substreams. When more than one substream comes together, it forms tributaries. When more than two tributaries comes together, it forms the river. Okay, so this is the river catchment area. Okay, so here which is marked in the red color or just I have marked in the orange color, this area is considered as a catchment area of that river. Okay, so each river having its own catchment area, each river having its own catchment area. Some rivers having very small catchment area, some rivers are having very large catchment areas. Okay, or this catchment area is also considered as a drainage basin. Okay, this catchment area is also considered as a drainage basin, or it is also known as, there is another one word is there, watershed. Yes, another synonyms for the catchment area or drainage basin is the just I have explained, it is the watershed. Yes, watershed, catchment area, and drainage basin. These are the some important terms which are related with the river. Now, drainage divide. Just I have to explain you drainage divide. Now, what is the meaning of drainage divide? So just wait, I will explain you. Just wait. Yes. Now, suppose this is the main river, okay, and to this main river, some tributaries are there. So this is the first tributary, this is the second tributary, this is the third tributary, this is the another fourth tributary, and this is the next fifth tributary. Now, I have explained that these tributaries are also consist from the small streams. When more than one small stream comes together, it forms the one tributary. Okay, so these are the some tributaries of each. These are the substreams of the each tributaries, like this. Okay. I have to explain you what is the meaning of the drainage divide. Okay. Yes. Now, each substream having its own catchment area. म्हणजे प्रत्येक ट्रिब्युटरीचा स्वतःचा एक कॅचमेंट एरिया असतो किंवा त्याचा एक वॉटरशेड असतं. म्हणजे हा या ठिकाणी जो मी पहिला जो मार्क केलेला आहे तो फर्स्ट ट्रिब्युटरीचा कॅचमेंट एरिया आहे. या ठिकाणी हा दुसऱ्या ट्रिब्युटरीचा कॅचमेंट एरिया आहे. हा थर्ड ट्रिब्युटरीचा कॅचमेंट एरिया आहे. हा फोर्थ ट्रिब्युटरीचा कॅचमेंट एरिया आणि हा जो आहे तो फिफ्थ ट्रिब्युटरीचा कॅचमेंट एरिया आहे. ओके. अँड ही जर तुम्ही मेन रिव्हर कन्सिडर केली तर या मेन रिव्हरचा कॅचमेंट एरिया हा असा येईल. ओके. म्हणजे एका रिव्हरच्या कॅचमेंट एरियामध्ये छोटे छोटे स्मॉल कॅचमेंट एरिया त्या ठिकाणी तयार झालेले असतात. त्यालाच आपण वॉटरशेड म्हणून कन्सिडर करत असतो. ओके. आणि या प्रत्येक वॉटरशेड हा दुसऱ्या वॉटरशेड पासून जो डिवाइड झालेला असतो, ती जी लाईन असते त्या लाईनला काय म्हटलं जातं, ड्रेनेज डिवाइड. म्हणजे एक वॉटरशेड दुसऱ्या वॉटरशेड पासून ज्यावेळी सेपरेट होतो या लाईननं, त्या लाईनला काय म्हटलं जातं, ड्रेनेज डिवाइड. ओके. सो दिस इज द ड्रेनेज डिवाइड. हे काय आहे, सेपरेट. ओके. येस. सो या ठिकाणी मला ड्रेनेज डिवाइड म्हणजे काय ते तुम्हाला एक्सप्लेन करायचं होतं. ओके. नाउ डेल्टा. नाउ डेल्टा मीन्स it is a triangular area. It is a triangular shaped area which is present at the marginal part of the ocean and river. Means where the river meets to the ocean or sea, at that area the triangular shaped area is developed and that area is considered as a delta. म्हणजे रिव्हर ज्या ठिकाणी ओशनला मिळते, समुद्राला मिळत असते, त्या ठिकाणी त्या एरियामध्ये ट्रायंग्युलर शेपमध्ये एक एरिया तयार झालेला असतो. त्याला आपण डेल्टा म्हणून कन्सिडर करत असतो. इन मराठी यू हॅव स्टडीड दॅट इन युअर जॉग्राफी इन स्कूल लेवल. डेल्टा मीन्स त्याला मराठीमध्ये त्रिभुज प्रदेश म्हटलं जातं. त्रिभुज मीन्स ट्रायंग्युलर शेप. ओके. That the characteristic of the delta or other things we are going to discuss in later on in detail in this river heading. Okay, so these are the important terms used. Now first we will, what is the meaning of stream? Now these are the important terms. Stream, water that flows naturally along a fixed route formed by a channel cut into rock or ground. Okay, so this is the definition of the stream. Now stream म्हणजे काय की रॉक मध्ये एक छोटे चॅनेल्स तयार झालेले असतात आणि त्या चॅनेल मधून जो वॉटरचा फ्लो होत असतो, that water flow is considered as a stream. Okay, now what is the meaning of channel? Channel means the path of the flowing of that stream. स्ट्रीम ज्या पाथ मधून फ्लो होत असते त्या पाथला काय म्हटलं जातं, त्याचा रिव्हर चॅनेल किंवा स्ट्रीम चॅनेल म्हणून कन्सिडर केलं जातं. नाउ रिव्हर, नेक्स्ट टू द स्ट्रीम, रिव्हर. रिव्हर मीन्स ए लार्ज नॅचरल फ्लो ऑफ वॉटर that crosses an area of land and goes into an ocean, a lake or another river. River म्हणजे काय असते, स्ट्रीम पेक्षा मोठी असते. The size of the river is greater than the stream. Means size means its width, depth, its length is greater than the stream. And what is the another characteristic? That crosses an area of land. Land मधून तो फ्लो होत असतो and शेवटी तो कुठे जाऊन मिळतो, शेवटी मोस्टली दी रिव्हर्स आर मीट टू दी ओशियन. काही रिव्हर्स या ओशियनला मिळत असतात, काही रिव्हर्स या लेक मध्ये मिळत असतात. लेक म्हणजे काय, रिझर्वायर. एखादा छोटी जर रिव्हर असेल तर ती मेन रिव्हरला ज्या ठिकाणी मिळते त्या ठिकाणी डॅम कन्स्ट्रक्ट केलेले असतात आणि त्या ठिकाणी मोठे रिझर्वायर तयार झालेले असतात. सो इन सच एरियाज आर ऑल्सो दी rivers meets to the lakes or reservoir. And another river means river can meet to another river also, like the tributary. We can consider tributary also a river, because we can take the many examples from our western Maharashtra. So in western Maharashtra the Krishna is the main river. Okay, and Krishna river having too much substreams are there, like Koyna is there, Panchaganga is there, Varna is there. These are its tributaries, but we can consider that Koyna, Varna or Panchaganga also river. Okay, because they are also having large dimensions like length, width, etc. But that tributaries are ultimately meet to the another large river. Okay, and next point is the drainage basin that I have explained. It is an area of land where rainfall collects and drain out into a common outlet such as a river. म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी त्या ड्रेनेज बेसिन मध्ये जो पडणारा रेनफॉल असेल तो एका कॉमन पॉइंट मधून फ्लो होत असतो. ओके, एका कॉमन पॉइंट मध्ये तो बाहेर पडणार आहे. म्हणजे प्रत्येक ड्रेनेज एरियामध्ये पडणारा जो ड्रेनेज वॉटर रेनफॉल असेल तो त्या ड्रेनेज डिवाइड मुळे काय केला जातो, सेपरेट केला जातो. प्रत्येकाचे आउटलेट हे वेगवेगळे त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतात. ओके, त्याला त्याच्यासाठी सिनोनिम्स काय यूज केले जातात, कॅचमेंट एरिया, वॉटर बेसिन, ड्रेनेज बेसिन. ओके, so these are the some synonyms used for the drainage basin. Now sources of the stream water. Okay, sources of stream water. Now you know that the water which is present in the river, the main source for that river water is rainfall, or we can consider as a precipitation. Okay, रेनफॉल किंवा प्रेसिपिटेशन हा या रिव्हर वॉटर साठी काय असतो, मेन सोर्स असतो. ओके, नाउ सम रिव्हर्स not only having the rainfall is the main source. Some rivers are having snowfall is also one of the important source. Snowfall, okay, means the rivers which are present in the Himalayan region. The rivers which are present in the Himalayan region, that rivers are considered as a perennial river. Perennial river. Now, what is the meaning of perennial river? Perennial river म्हणजे काय कुणाला माहित आहे का? Can anybody know what is the meaning of perennial river?
Which flows throughout the year.
Yes. Perennial river means the river having sufficient water throughout the year. म्हणजे पूर्ण वर्षभर ज्या रिव्हर मध्ये सफिशियंट क्वांटिटी मध्ये वॉटर अवेलेबल असतं, that rivers are considered as a perennial river. Now, why the Himalayan rivers are considered as a perennial river? Because in the monsoon season, rainfall acts as a source for the water in that river. But in the winter and in the summer season, mostly in the summer season, because the rise in the temperature, the snow is starting melting, and that melted water ultimately goes into that river channel. That's why in the rivers which are present in the Himalayan area, sufficient water availability is there throughout the year. That's why that rivers are considered as a perennial river. Okay. And next one is the groundwater. Yes, groundwater is also one of the important source for the river. Now, what is the meaning of groundwater? Can anybody know what is the meaning of groundwater? The meaning is in its name. Groundwater means the water which is present below the earth surface. That water we can extract from the wells or bore wells. That water we can consider as a groundwater. Okay, the water which is present below the rock layer. Okay, now how these groundwater acts as a source for the river? आता आपल्याला माहिती आहे की मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की ग्राउंड वॉटर म्हणजे काय, तर सरफेसच्या खाली जे वॉटर असतं, रॉकच्या खाली जे वॉटर असतं, त्या सगळ्या वॉटरला आपण ग्राउंड वॉटर म्हणून कन्सिडर करत असतो. आता ग्राउंड वॉटरची लेवल तुम्ही म्हणाल की रिव्हर वॉटरच्या खाली असणार आहे, तर ते सोर्स म्हणून कसं त्या ठिकाणी ऍक्ट होत असेल? ओके, सो just wait, I will explain you how that groundwater acts as a source for the river water. Suppose this is the mountain areas, okay, and in these two mountain, this is the valley, okay. ही काय आहे, व्ही शेप्ड या ठिकाणी व्हॅली आहे, आणि या व्हॅली मध्ये या ठिकाणी हा रिव्हर चॅनेल आहे. ओके, नाउ यू नो दॅट इन द माउंटेन एरियाज the springs are there. Springs. Just a minute. Now, what is the meaning of spring? स्प्रिंग म्हणजे काय, मराठीमध्ये त्याला काय म्हटलं जातं?
झरा.
झरा. येस, करेक्ट. स्प्रिंग म्हणजे काय, त्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये झरा म्हणतो. आता झरा म्हणजे काय, रॉक मधून जे बाहेर पडणारं वॉटर असेल त्याला आपण स्प्रिंग म्हणून कन्सिडर करतो. इन माउंटेन रिजन देर आर नंबर ऑफ दी स्प्रिंग. ओके, सो when you look here, in this area various rock layers are there like this. From these rock layers the water rainfall which falls in these area, या एरियामध्ये जो रेनफॉल होतो, या एरियामध्ये झालेला जो रेनफॉल असेल तो या रॉक लेयरच्या मधून असा बाहेर पडत असतो. इथून तो असा खाली येत असतो, बाहेर पडत असतो, आणि हे जे वॉटर असेल ते अल्टिमेटली या रिव्हर चॅनेल मध्ये काय होणार आहे, ऍड होणार आहे. ओके, सो दिस वॉटर विच इज प्रेझेंट in the रॉक या ठिकाणी रॉक्स मध्ये जे वॉटर प्रेझेंट असणार आहे या स्प्रिंग मधून बाहेर पडणार त्याला आपण या ठिकाणी ग्राउंड वॉटर म्हणू शकतो बिकॉज दॅट वॉटर इज प्रेझेंट इन दी रॉक लेअर बिलो दी सरफेस सरफेसच्या खाली ते प्रेझेंट असणार आहे त्यामुळे त्याला आपण ग्राउंड वॉटर म्हणतो अँड दॅट वॉटर goes into the river channel through that spring. Okay, that's why the groundwater is also considered as a one of the important source for the river. River साठी हा एक important source म्हणून त्या ठिकाणी तो काय होत असतो ऍक्ट होत असतो. Okay, so these are the three important sources for the river water, that is rainfall, snowfall and groundwater. Now next, this point is very important, that is the river profile. River profile. Okay, river profile, or this point we can consider as a this point as a stages of river. Okay, we can consider this point also a stages of the river. Now stages of river, or it is considered as a river profile. Now in the stages of river there are three stages: youth stage, mature stage and old stage. Okay, youth, mature and old stage. Just a minute, I will explain you here. So this stage is considered as a youth stage. Just a minute, I will write here. This stage is considered as a youth stage. This middle stage is considered as a mature stage, and the last stage is considered as a old stage. Youth, mature and old stage, these are the three stages of the river. Okay, now youth stage. Youth stage means the stage which is the stage of the river which is in the mountain area. Okay, that stage of the river is considered as a youth stage. When that river enters into the plain area from the mountain area, that stage is considered as a mature stage. And the river which is nearer to the ocean or sea, that area is considered as a old stage of the river. म्हणजे रिव्हरचे जर तुम्ही स्टेजेस बघितले तर तीन स्टेजेस त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतात: youth stage, mature stage and old stage. ओके, आता youth stage कुठं असते तर रिव्हर ज्यावेळेस माउंटन एरियामध्ये असते, माउंटन किंवा हिली एरियामध्ये असते, त्यावेळेस त्या स्टेजला आपण youth स्टेज म्हणून कन्सिडर करत असतो. ज्यावेळेस रिव्हर माउंटन एरियामधून प्लेन एरियामध्ये एंट्री करते त्यावेळेस त्या ठिकाणी मॅच्युअर स्टेज सुरू होते. आणि ज्यावेळेस रिव्हर ही ओशनच्या किंवा सीच्या जवळपास असते, दी एरिया ऑफ दी रिव्हर नियरर टू दी ओशन ऑर सी, दॅट एरिया is considered as a old stage. Okay, so these are the three important stages: youth, mature and old stage. Okay, now each stage having its own characteristic, each stage having its own characteristic. Now here when you look the river profile, okay, when you look here the river profile, now what is the meaning of river profile here? River profile means the cross section of the river channel. रिव्हर चॅनेलचा जो क्रॉस सेक्शन असतो त्याला आपण रिव्हर प्रोफाईल म्हणून त्या ठिकाणी कन्सिडर करू शकतो. नाउ व्हॉट इज द मिनिंग ऑफ रिव्हर प्रोफाईल हिअर? क्रॉस सेक्शन. नाउ व्हेन यू लुक हिअर द क्रॉस सेक्शन ऑफ द रिव्हर इन दी माउंटन रिजन, माउंटन रिजन मध्ये जर तुम्ही रिव्हरचा क्रॉस सेक्शन बघितला तर तो या पद्धतीने दिसेल. मॅच्युअर स्टेज मध्ये जर बघितला तर तो या पद्धतीने दिसतो आणि ओल्ड स्टेज मध्ये जर बघितला तुम्ही क्रॉस सेक्शन तर या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला तो या पद्धतीने क्रॉस सेक्शन बघायला मिळतो रिव्हरचा. नाउ व्हॉट इज द कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ दीज थ्री river profiles or cross section? So in the youth stage, the depth of river channel is maximum. Depth is maximum and width is minimum. Okay, depth maximum असते आणि width काय असते त्या ठिकाणी कमी असते. Now in the middle stage, that is in the mature stage, the width is medium, depth is also medium. Okay, and in the old stage, when you look the cross section of the old stage of the river, you can get the difference or you can compare it with the first stage, that is youth stage. The characteristics are completely opposite. Means in the youth stage width is minimum, in the old stage the width is maximum. Okay, and in the youth stage the depth of the river channel is maximum, and in the old stage the depth of the river channel is very minimum. Okay, so these are the river profiles or cross section, or it is also known as the stages of the river. Okay, now it is source to the mouth. Okay, now when you look here the slope, when you look here the slope in the youth stage, the slope of the river channel is very steep. Okay, youth stage मध्ये स्लोप जो आहे तो खूप स्टीप आहे. इन दी मॅच्युअर स्टेज or middle stage, the slope is the gentle slope. Gentle slope means it is not too it is not like a youth stage steep slope, or not a plain. It is in between. That's why that slope is considered as a gentle slope. And in old stage, more or less the area is nearly flat. Okay, more or less in the old stage the slope is very flat. So this is the differentiation regarding with the slope. In the youth stage the slope is very maximum. It is considered as a very steep slope. In the mature, that is in the middle stage, the slope is the medium slope. It is considered as a gentle slope. And in the old stage the slope is very less, or it is negligible totally. More or less the bottom of the river channel is flat. That's why this is the differentiation of the youth, mature and old stage depending on its slope, cross section, etc. Okay, so these are the some points related with the river profile or stages of the river. Now the remaining part regarding with this point we will start after the 10 minutes. Okay, we will take here 10-minute break. After 10 minutes we will rejoin. Please rejoin with the same link again after 10 minutes. We will start the lecture exactly at 11:10. Okay, thank you.